What's up, guys? Brent Hess here with Cagezilla Unchained, brought to you by the Wild Style Network. We are here with our flyweight 125-pound title matchup here coming up. One half of our title fight here coming up on Cagezilla 84, April 26th. Myo McKinney, how you doing, my man? Thank you for joining us here today.
Hey, I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. It's such an honor, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, of course. And so, I know who you are. I've commentated now two of your fights, but fill our Cagezilla Unchained audience in on yourself a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe your background, and what kind of led to this point for you in your MMA journey.
Yeah, so I'm 23 right now. I started fighting, like actually doing amateur MMA events when I was like 20 or 21. And that was around the time where I didn't have any, gym behind me. I was just independent. It was just me and my brother for real. So yeah, we were doing that. And but 3, 4 years later, here I am. And I just want to give thanks to my brother, of course, because he's the one that got me into this kind of for the most part, because he started doing this. And then I kind of followed behind him, and he's doing his thing in Japan. But I stayed here, and I wanna make a name for myself here.
Wow. So you were just training, just you and your brother, like hitting a bag somewhere, or where did your martial
Yeah,
arts
yeah, no.
knowledge and
Uh,
experience come from?
so a lot of it just came from watching, UFC fights, MMA fights, and I would kind of mimic it. So, but mainly it's just been me and him up until maybe 2023. So yeah, that's basically how it's been.
Wow. Wow. Now that kind of leads me into my next part here, which look at the roots to see the tree, and I like to kind of see some of your
Mhm.
influences that you've had along your journey. It sounds like your brother's been a huge one for you, but share with
Yeah.
us some of your powerful influences that you've had that have kind of shaped you and molded you as not only an athlete but a person.
Um, I would probably have to say my coach, my coach, Brian Colette. He's been with me the whole time for the most part. Once I actually locked into a gym, he's a former glory fighter. So, I really take his word for things, whether I'm taking fights or doing this or doing that, because, he knows the game and stuff like that. But really, him and my brother have really been big influences on, um, who I am as a fighter today. So.
Awesome. Yeah, and you train out of Modern American martial MMA, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where are you guys located?
We're located in Newport News, Virginia.
Okay, cool, man. Cool,
Yeah.
awesome. Shout out to Newport News. Now, you're heading into this 125-pound flyweight title fight, April 26th. You're up against John D. Fuller, who actually won his belt by submitting Caleb Alger, the last guy that you just last fought to get this title shot. John D., like yourself, is no
Yeah.
stranger to winning inside the Cagezilla cage. So really excited for this matchup that you earned. Now, tell us what, if anything, you know about John D, and how you're feeling going into headlining this title fight on Cagezilla 84.
Yeah, of course. So I know that he's really adept in, jujitsu, and his ground game is really good. So that's something that I've been constantly training and, working on, because I know that he's a threat on the ground. And especially the first round, this is going to be a 5-round fight. So those first rounds are going to be probably the hardest for me, because he's going to be gunning for that takedown or, that submission. So that's something that I really have to look out for. And I know he's a pretty good all around fighter, because the last time he's fought was, last year. And he's only gotten better. So I can't just look out for the submission. I also have to look at his striking as well and his improvements. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I feel like this is going to be a really good fight.
Yeah, no, I'm certainly looking forward to this one, man. You're such a dynamic fighter, and a big guy for the weight class, man. I mean, you're 5'11", 125 pounds. I don't know how you make that weight class, but man, you do it, and you make these 125ers really have to come in and find you. And I noticed in your last fight, you were really getting some strikes off on the feet. It kind of forced Caleb to try to, in my opinion, take the fight to the ground. And even there, you were getting some big strikes off and staying active on the ground. So, man, really an exciting fight. Now, I know you're typically a pretty chill kid, unless you're knocking guys out in 20 seconds and doing a backflip. You know,
Yeah.
that was beautiful, by the way. I watched your fight against the Flea Yates, and that was nice how you grabbed his front kick and kind of led him right into that left hook, man. That was a thing of beauty. And I commentated that fight as well, and ultimately led to the big KO. But tell us, man, without giving everything away, but give us a little something. Tell us what kind of energy Mio will be bringing into the cage come fight night in your first ever title fight here on Cagezilla.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna look for the KO, but anything can happen. All of my fights, I've never looked for the KO. I just, I stick to my game plan of keeping my distance until I find that chin. So um, I'm not looking for a KO, but anything can happen. That's all I gotta say.
I'm not looking for the KO, but I'm looking for the KO. Good, good. All right, man. Well, hey, I'm going to throw a couple questions at you from our fan zone. It's kind of, our Cagezilla fan zone. We're just collecting some questions from maybe some young athletes, some guys that really look up to you guys. And they just had a couple questions that they would love to run by you guys. They passed them along to us, and we're passing them along to you guys. So the first one is, what does a daily routine look like for an MMA fighter, for you being the MMA fighter, right? For an MMA fighter getting ready for a fight, and now a title fight?
Yeah, of course. So from 10 to 12, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., I'm usually hitting the bag and then pad work. It's, pretty light. And then around 6 to 8:39 p.m. is when I'm really getting my actual work in, my groundwork, sparring, pad work again. That's really my training regimen. And then I'm drinking a lot of water, managing my calories for the most part. And yeah.
Good. Yeah, staying disciplined, man. Not a lot of time for
Yeah.
distractions. And moving on to the second question, assuming you win this title here on April 26th, and you continue your winning ways, a fan asked, where do you see yourself fighting in 3 to 5 years? UFC, one championship, Glory, PFL? Share it with us.
Oh yeah, definitely one championship or the UFC. Mainly one championship. I do love how they do have pretty much everything in terms of Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA, and even jujitsu. So I really do like that you can dabble in everyone. But ultimately, the UFC is the goal. When you think of MMA, you think of the UFC. So that definitely is the goal. But I do also love one championship and would love to compete for that organization as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm a big fan of one championship. I like how they mix things up, and even in that one fight
Yeah.
with Mighty Mouse, how they had one round was MMA, other round was
Oh
kickboxing, or,
yeah. Yep.
and I thought that was really groundbreaking, man. I don't know if that's going to be a
Yeah.
more popular thing, but I like how they at least keep an open mind to certain things like that. You being half Japanese, I'm sure you'd love to get over there and hang with you said your
Oh yeah.
brother's
Of
over
course.
there, right?
Yeah, he's over there right now. He's training. He's training over there. He said he's gonna go pro soon. So, watch out for him. Yeah, he's on the come up for real. He is.
Yeah, shout out to your brother. What's his name and what weight does he fight at?
Yeah, his name is Daichi Hokama, and he fights at 145.
Okay. Okay. Cool, man. Shame that you
Yeah.
don't have him around to be a training partner with you, but um,
Yeah,
sh-
I know. Yeah. That last fight was like the first fight without him in my corner, so it was, a little weird to walk in there, but he's, always there by spirit.
always there in heart. Yeah, in spirit. Exactly. Well, awesome, man. And so I like to finish off with a little quote or a motto, maybe something that you live by, something that maybe was shared with you, something you've read, maybe something your
Mhm.
coaches always tell you that maybe has empowered you, and you can pass
Mhm.
along to our Cagezilla Unchained audience and maybe empower them.
Yeah, of course. One quote that I particularly like whenever I feel like I'm doubting myself or my abilities, it is, if you couldn't do it or you feel you weren't capable, it wouldn't be on your heart to do. And I go by that whenever like I said, I doubt myself or I feel like I'm not good enough, in this combat sports in general, because I feel like comparison is like the thief of joy.
Yeah,
And I just also have to remember that, I'm good enough. I'm in a point of my life where I feel like just trying it is better than winning or losing. So yeah, that quote really sticks with me.
I like that one, man, because that resonates, and it wouldn't be in your heart if you couldn't, if that inkling wasn't there for you to be able to do
Yeah,
it. And so you might as well trust your intuition and follow through with
exactly.
what your heart and your spirit feels, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. I really like that one.
yeah.
Well, hey, Mio, give us a way that we can follow your journey. I know you got a bright future ahead of you. Give us a way that we can follow your journey, show you a little love online, whether that be your social medias, your team's social medias, and give out any shout outs that you want to shout out. Now's the time to do that.
Yeah, of course. You guys can follow me at I'm a dot king on Instagram. It's IMMA dot KVNG on Instagram. I know I don't have that much social media presence, but I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, you can follow me there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're gonna work on that, man. Once we start putting out some content on you, we're gonna build up your social media, man. So we're gonna
Oh
work on
yeah,
that.
yeah, I appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to join us, to let the audience get a chance to know you a little bit. I hope training and everything continues to go awesome for you, and you stay healthy,
Hey, thank you. Yeah,
leading up until your title fight here.
yes,
And
sir.
once again, man, thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, guys, there you have it. Myo McKinney, an exciting flyweight that's going to be challenging John D. Fuller for the 125-pound flyweight title, headlining Cagezilla 84. We will have 3 title fights on the night, and this will be one of them, and really must-see action that you don't want to miss. Make sure you guys are picking up tickets at CagezillaTickets.com. Thank you guys once again for joining us here on Cagezilla Unchained. Until next time, much love and respect. We'll see you guys all very soon.
Thank you, guys.